Welcome to another episode. Today we are in question and answer session, and today's question is: how do you deal with negative energy? How do you deal with negative energy? So here, instead of going into some philosophy or theory, some practical solution is from Byron Katie, a very useful solution. So what we have to do, look into the problem or situation which created the negativity. If it is solvable by you, then we can solve it. If it is a mistake, ensure it is not getting repeated. If it is something which you cannot do anything about it, come to terms with it. Concentrate yourself on your favorite activities. Keep yourself busy. Enjoy the nature and small things in life. Next, we will see from the work by Byron Katie how to go about it systematically. First, ask the question who or what upsets you, why it upsets you, and recall a specific situation. It may be tied down to a specific situation, specific incident about the other person who upsets you or why that person upsets you. Second is capture your stressful thoughts on a neighbor worksheet using short simple sentences. So once you understand what troubles you, jot it down in a worksheet. These are freely available on the internet in Byron Katie's website. So use short simple sentences, don't complicate it. Once the mind is stopped on paper, once you understand where the problem arises, and so once it is stopped there, thoughts remain stable and inquiry can be easily applied. So once it stops there, once you go to the root of the problem, stop it there. And third, a question is an invitation to the mind, an opportunity to be shown what is true beyond what we think we know. Isolate one thought, ask the 4 questions, allow the genuine answers to rise. So what Byron Katie says is, once you have filtered down the thoughts, find out the root cause of it, ask questions so that the answers arise from you. She asks you to ask 4 questions and give genuine answers for it. And what are those 4 questions? 1. Is it true? So whatever you have described as a problem, genuinely ask itself, is that what you feel, what you want to project, or is it actually true, a fact? That is the first question. The answer to the first 2 questions is just 1 syllable. How you have to answer this? Not with an explanation. Here, this question and the next question you answer by either a yes or a no. Don't try to explain it away. Be honest in answering the yes or no. If your answer shows up as yes, moves to the question 2. If it is no, then experience that no for the moment and move to question 3. And what is question 2? Can you absolutely know that it is true? First, ask the question whether your problem what you have described to that person you are blaming or whatever about a person or a situation, is it true? Then if you say yes, then again ask the question, is it absolutely true? Have again a faithful yes or no. Ask, can I absolutely know that it is true? Take this opportunity to look at that question again, the situation again, about the person again. Shine the flashlight on that moment in time again and see what reveals it to you. Go back to the situation, what happened in the past, or the person. Find out whether it is absolutely true. Then go to the question 3. The first 2 questions you should answer a genuine yes or no. That gives you an opportunity to look into the situation in the past. Then you go to the third question, which is how do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? How do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? Close your eyes and witness the feelings, body sensations, and behaviors that arise when you believe that thought. Close your eyes and witness the feelings, body sensations, and behaviors that arise when you believe that thought. Notice and report the answers to any of the following. So, question 3 is, when you react, what happens? How do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? When you believe that that is true, first 2 times if you have answered yes, then imagine the situation and find out how you will be reacting in that situation. Close your eyes and witness the feelings which arise in you, the body sensations and behaviors that arise when you believe that thought it is true. And notice and answer the following. How did you treat the other person? How did you treat yourself in that situation? How did you treat the other person? And how did you treat yourself? Do any obsessions or addictions begin to appear when you believe that thought? When you imagine that situation, any obsessions or addictions begins to appear when you believe that thought. So that is the third portion of the question. And the fourth is, who would you be without that thought? So if you are not reacting to that situation, without that thought, who you would be? So again, close your eyes, return to the situation, take a moment to reflect. Without that thought, who you would be? Observe and experience the situation again. This time without the thought. Who or what you would be without the thought? Without your thought reacting to the situation, without that, who you would be, how you are in that situation without that thought, without animosity, without enmity, or without hurt, without the situation, who you would be. How would you see or feel about other person? Drop all your judgments. Notice what is revealed. So drop all your judgments. Notice what is revealed. Fourth is the turnaround give consciousness an opportunity to expand, rather being stuck in limited reality. So the turnaround will give consciousness an opportunity to expand rather than being stuck in a limited reality. Turn the thought around is the opposite as truer than the original thought. So next is turn the thought around. Think the opposite of what you have thought, what you are convinced that the other person is hurting you or offended you or the situation, and put it in the other person's perspective, opposite of what you have thought. Is it true from that perspective? So these are the 4 questions you should ask. Then let us see one line from what Byron Katie says. It is what it is. And remember always, above all the situation, even if whatever you have answered for the 4 questions, definitely your perspective is going to change if you have asked those 4 questions. Even if it is true, even if the other person is at the wrong side, then remember these two lines. It is what it is. If you want reality to be different than what it is, you might as well try to teach a cat to bark. What? You can try, and in the end the cat will look up at you and say meow. This is by Byron Katie. What she is trying to tell you is, if you have a cat as a pet, what trying to teach it to bark like a dog? You teach it every day. Still it will in the end say meow. It will not bark. Because it is a cat. It is its nature. That's how people are around you. People generally don't change. It is their bringing up and surroundings. Some people change very rarely. Others react in the same way. They don't change. They don't understand. So that is the reality. So come to terms with the reality. You cannot change the reality into something else, into your wish, into your imagination. But how you respond to the reality, that differs. That you can change. You can't change the reality, but how you respond to it, you can change. So this is how you can overcome negative thoughts. With this, we will end this episode. Stay with me for another episode. Subscribe to my channel and share this video. Thank you.